Hey friend, yeah, don't look at my hair. Hey friends, this is the Miss Wolfie from our half-acre homestead. Now you've seen me make a lot of soups, but recently we got some beef from a friend and I got oxtail. You heard it, this is oxtail. It's basically the tail of the steer right up to where the rump roast comes from. And this is a treasure trove for flavor and soup. Now I have filled my big crock pot to the brim. You always start with cold water, folks. Why? Because you want it to heat up. You don't want to cook the outside first. You want to pull it all from the depth of the bones and whatnot. So we're just going to put a little bit of salt in there. We're going to put this on low, and I'm going to let this cook until tomorrow. Yummy! Oxtail soup, my favorite. So here's what's going into our beef barley soup. We've got dehydrated carrots. I'm always going to throw a jar of pumpkin in because I have lots of it. It's full of nutrients, and Howie never notices. So a jar of pumpkin, a jar of celery. I've got 3 wrinkled potatoes and 2 onions. Yeah, don't look at my hair. The barley will come in about a half an hour before we're ready to eat. But first we got to get the bones out of the pot. Okay, now. Ooh. This has been cooking now for 24 hours. And we're just going to lift all this stuff out, put it in a bowl to cool so I can separate the meat from the bones. I'm telling you, oxtail and beef neck bones are the best when it comes to a beef barley soup. Let's make sure we got all of that. Make sure there's no bones, and we'll just set that aside to cool. In goes some dehydrated carrots. Whoops, flying it all over the place. Jar of pumpkin with the broth. A jar of celery with the broth. So now we'll get our... Now folks, if you want to plant potatoes, don't get the ones that are all got eyes on them. Don't use the skins and the eyes from the potatoes you get at the grocery store. They may sprout a certain amount, but guess what? They've been sprayed with something called no bud so that they won't grow eyes. But when they do in long storage, they're like this, but they're not good. They're not good. They won't work as well as just going to the local co-op or Canadian Tire, get it and get some seed potatoes. I'm getting ready to get my gardening done. Well, not done, but started. I'm getting excited. It's February. And I want to get my hands in the dirt. Someone asked me how long could we live in the food that we have in the house right now if we had to. If for some reason, like, we got dumped on with snow and we were snowed in for, you know, ever. I'm going to say that we could live quite comfortably on the food we have in this house for 3 months, 6 months if I had to ration it. So that's your answer. And trust me, folks, it's by, you know, making every bit you have stretch that makes that stretch right out, right? And potatoes through this chopper. You can get this at Amazon. It's called Sedhome. Sedhome. S-E-D-H-O-O-M. Let's give these a rinse. And into the pot that goes. Now, we're going to put our meat in. I think that needs more carrots. We're going to put our meat in, and then just before supper, well, I guess pepper, our 3 main seasonings that we use on everything: salt, pepper, and garlic. Garlic. Garlic's good for you. Find bones. There's a bone. Bone. Bones. And then there's these little bone end caps. It's really easy. Think of it like a turkey neck soup, only it's the beef tail, the steer tail. Oxtail is what they call it. Little knuckle tips. That's where you get, oh my goodness, the bone nutrients in this is going to be amazing. In that goes. Now, look. Oh, cheese and crackers. As close as I was, I missed a couple. There we go. Now that's going to simmer the rest of the day, and just before Papa comes home, I'm going to put barley in it, and then it'll be like stew. Well, the snow is falling heavy outside. I've got a half a cup of barley here. I'm going to rinse it under this tap in cold water. And into the soup that goes. Now don't for 1 minute think that isn't enough. Trust me, it is. Actually, I'm going to put in 3/4 of a cup. Because I always say this to myself, right? I always go, oh, that doesn't look like enough. And then I do this. All right, I'll add another 1/4 cup. But watch what 3/4 of a cup does to this soup. It will turn it into the most thickest, richest soup you've ever seen. Can't wait for supper. Hey. Oh my, look at this. Told you it was going to be like, see, I told you that I shouldn't have put the extra 1/4 cup of barley in. But look at that, it's like stew. Isn't that awesome? Hearty on a heavy, snowy day. That's probably actually going to be too much. I'm going to have to take some. But look at that. All right, we'll get some pepper on it, and then we'll go give it to Papa. This is beef. Remember that oxtail? Mm-hmm. This is beef barley soup.
Nice placement.
Well, I was working on the garden today. Can't quite do it. Watch it, baby. It is hot.
Nice winter comfort food.
Absolutely. It's good?
Beauties.
Thank you, darling. Yes, Gracie, you'll get to lick the bowl. Goodness. This is the Miss Wolfie from our half-acre homestead saying, you know what? We eat a lot of soup in the wintertime, but that, like Papa said, that's good, solid comfort food. Take care, God bless.